but we got smashed. But we got smashed. But we got smashed. But we got smashed, bro.
3, 2, 1, go!
What's up? It's your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. This is, I don't know what episode this is, episode 352. I have my boy here. What's up, Mr. Norris?
What's going on?
Oh,
Beautiful Thursday night.
Yeah, man. Apologize for the tartiness. I didn't even get the thumbnail up. But we are here 5 minutes after the fact, but we are in these streets. If you could, Keith, go ahead and send it to, I guess to YouTube, to X, Twitter, and let them know we in here. They probably think we shut down for tonight. Got a little bit to talk about. We got to talk about this Xbox partner preview. We got to talk about Sony. The boss said that creativity is bankrupt in gaming. We got to talk about that, Keith. You got to let me know what he was talking about. We got to talk about Nintendo and their foolishness going on. They nonsensical roller coaster ride they got us on waiting for this freaking Switch 2 to show up. I don't know what's going on with them. And we got to talk about this whole rumor that I guess they are doing a remastering of Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2. The reveal of the name, which I thought we already knew that was a possibility, that the code name is Ounce, which I don't really know what we can draw from that. But anyway, welcome to the show, man. Welcome. Man. So what's been good, bro? What's been good in your world, man?
Man, life has been good. Life's been treating me well. Been catching up on shows and gaming and such, and spending time with the kids, What more could a man ask for?
Dude, I had to take off work because the kids are off for winter break.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been with them all day long. What's up, Nia? Welcome to the show. I've been dealing with them all day long, cooking, cleaning. Then I cooked again. So I decided that I wanted to make me a cake. I've been on this cake kick for the last. So I'm in level health. I'm Mr. Bacon. I'm in the bakery thing right now, man. I'm baking cakes and man. So I think I got this one right. I did this before and I messed up the last time I was trying to get back to that first one I made. So I think I've accomplished it. So that's kind of what was causing me to run a little late. I was trying to put the final touches on my cake. I'm not mad. Y'all shouldn't be mad. I'm in dad mode, father mode, husband mode. But welcome to the show, man.
Hold on. What kind of cake is it?
It is just a butter, vanilla butter cake, stacked with a icing home, from scratch, all from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Fluffy with the cream, cheese, icing. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire when I get up there. So anyway, it's right now it's cooling down from being in the oven and heating and rising to the occasion. So it's cooling down. Hopefully, don't cool down too much. Got my ice and everything prepped up. So I'm looking forward to going up there and engaging and indulging in the goodness. So I apologize to my fandom. We was on cake mode, so that's why I'm late. So anyway, but what's been good your way, Keith?
Man, just same old. I just want to say, level been caking.
Literally caking. So, man. So anyway, But no, man. So we got a little bit to talk about. Maybe not going to be here that long even tonight. But so we got to talk about, I guess we got to watch this Xbox partner preview. We got to talk about that. I caught a little bit of it. So I guess we can play it and watch. And then we're going to also talk about what Sony is talking about. Did you send me that article? I don't know if you sent me that article or not.
Yeah, I sent it. It's in the chat.
Okay, it's in the chat. So I'll go through there and look that up. Also, K-Bomber's not here, still on vacation. Shouts out to him. Yes. Slap yourself. Out there having all that fun. He's still here in the States. Anyway, to him and Miss K-Bomb, y'all shout out. They've been sending us pictures and letting us know, man, they've been enjoying themselves, haven't they?
Oh man, it's been beautiful.
Yeah. So
absolutely beautiful.
I wish we could show y'all. Maybe he'll put some stuff up on X and let y'all see his travels. If you follow him on Facebook, which I know y'all don't, he's not called K-Bomb on Facebook, so you can't follow him there. But yeah, we get to see his pictures, man. That mountain was crazy. But so it's just me and Mr. Norris on tonight. Dude, I caught up on Agatha. I think it's another episode that probably just dropped this week though.
Man, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. They pulled out a certain game. And I was like, you know what? This ain't really sitting with my spirit. Now, mind you, I don't get caught up. Huh?
Yeah, I did the same thing you did.
I cut it off and I came back and I was like, I'm gonna watch it this time. I was like, nah, I can't do it. Now, mind you, I don't fall deep into all that stuff. I don't, you know, I serve one God and only He has power, but I don't like all that stuff in my spirit either. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I'm good. I'll find something else to watch. So
we fast forward through that scene because it was like, I'm with you.
That might be a good idea.
I'm with you. So as soon as it hit, my wife was like, what you got me watching? I was like, got the remote control. So
nah.
There's a few things they're trying to introduce into this, man. It's like, come on, y'all. Right. But you know, being witches and all that type of stuff, I guess that's a part of what they do. It's interesting though. I didn't like that scene. I'm with you. I didn't like that scene at all. But Nia said, me too. So
like, seriously, I'm not a part of your coven.
Yeah. I was nervous when they started drawing the little things on the ground. They almost lost me there until it was just a circle.
Right. And then that song to get them on the road, I was like,
I
don't like all this mess.
Yeah, man, it was getting a little too chanty. So
yeah,
but no, so me and you was in the same boat. I guess Nia's feeling the same way. How y'all feeling? If y'all watching Agatha, how do y'all feel about all that type of stuff? I don't know my fan. We don't know the fan base. Nia's letting us know. How do y'all feel about that type of stuff? What me and Keith talking about? And the scene we talking about is when they got to doing the little conjuring of the spirits with the Ouija board. How do y'all do that type of stuff? Are y'all bothered by it? Are y'all cool with it? As a faith-based man, a God-fearing man, I'm like Keith. I don't want all that in my spirit. I want to know what you're saying. I ain't really cool with all the chants. That's why I took Devil's May Cry back. That's why I stopped playing Doom. It's because of the low screen and all that. I was like the Baphomet and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, I don't know what this stuff is. It may be innocent, but knowing how these folks are, the stuff they be on, they may be doing a chanting, doing some curse, and I'm sitting up here viewing this mess. So I'm kind of leery when it get too deep off into that stuff. I'm not just so I can't engage it, but it's to a certain degree. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm off that. I ain't on that. So when they started doing all that stuff, I was kind of like, but my wife got right on it. So I hit the fast forward button. But anyway, what's up, Cherry man? Welcome to the show. So what's good? What's going on? What's going on, guys? Nothing much, man, talking about this Agatha Heartless, but the storyline is pretty compelling, but
it is. That's what's killing me.
Yeah, it's a good storyline, but me and you was in the same boat. On a few scenes. So it's dark. It's really, really dark. And no, shut the door. You know what I'm doing. You do me like this every time. Shut the door. Anytime she hear me down here talking, she want to open the door like she don't know what's going on. So anyway, what else good, man? Or do we go on into what you've been gaming on?
No, we can get into it. We can go ahead and get into it.
All right, let's go.
Get the people what they want.
You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. Mr. Norris.
What's up?
Drop these bombs. What you been gaming on, bro?
Man, I have been gaming on one game. And I'm hoping to finish it, and so I can get ready to play Brothership. But I also want to play Metaphor Refantasio. I still haven't finished and completed the demo. I heard the demo is about 6 hours.
Say that again.
Metaphor Refantasio.
Man,
or
let me give you some claps on that one. That was excellent, sir.
Thank you. I made it up myself. No, I'm just playing. But because everybody's been talking about that game, and they've been talking about the new Dragon Ball game. I don't know if you've been seeing stuff on that, but what I've been playing on, the Ghost of Tsushima. I've been gaming on this game, man. I'm in Act 2.
Okay.
I put in 19 hours so far. I've just been I've been doing some of the story, but I've been doing a lot of like armor hunting. I just got the Gosaku armor like right before we got on. I just went and got that.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I played, so I plan on going back and playing that from the beginning again.
Yeah, but it's nice. I'm loving the combat, and I love how grounded it is.
Told you.
I was
watching
some videos of what's that game? The Ronin, Rise of the Ronin. I was like, oh, I don't want to do all that. It's kind of cartoonish. Ghost on spoiled me a little bit. So
yeah. Ghost is very much grounded. Very much.
Yeah.
Make you feel like you something real.
Yeah. Like if you make a mistake, it's because you made a mistake. It wasn't because like they just cheating you and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dang, I meant to dodge, or dang, I didn't mean to hit that button. You know what I mean? Or dang, my blocking, you saw the little red thing come up. It's good. It's just a good combat. So that's pretty much. I mean, that is all I've been gaming on. So
okay, welcome to the show, Matt Jazz 747. We also got Alan Steve. What's up, bro? He said, I'm at work, and 18 people got COVID on my unit. Man. Oof. Well, we definitely send some prayers up for you, Lord. Protect him, man. Keep him safe. That many COVID cases? Is there another flare-up?
Is that, I wonder, is that workers or is that patients?
I'm at work, and 18 people. It got to be patients. Sound like he's saying patients. So is there another
an outbreak?
Outbreak? Because that's a lot. 18. Yeah. I'm sitting up here stuffy too, man. I hope I'm not up here. I thank the Lord, I never had to get tested or anything for COVID. Never experienced it. At least if I did, I didn't know it. Let me see. Matt said, I've been playing, is that YSX Nordic?
I think, I want to say that's pronounced Yeez X.
Yeez X?
Yeah, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong.
Nordics. Is that what that is?
Nordics.
Demo, which was awesome. What are you playing it on, Matt? Let us know what you playing it on. Video game her said I ain't playing Metaphor. Now, see, you put this on what? Refantazio? Refantazio right now. Oh, that's the same game you was just talking about, right?
Yeah, that's why I say look at her. Yeah, that's a new hot ish in the street
what's
right
up
now.
with y'all, man? Y'all always on the same stuff. I'm watching y'all.
I ain't on it. She on it.
Oh, she on it. Okay. I thought you said you was playing that Refantazio.
No, I said I want to play it.
Oh, you want to play it? Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a Atlas game. It's an RPG. I think it's published by Sega.
Okay.
Oh, you ever heard of Persona?
Yeah, I heard of Persona. Persona 5,
it's
that type.
It's them, but it's this time it's not like the setting is not high school. So you're not in high school.
Okay.
You're in like one of the fantasy worlds.
Okay.
No, I want to play it though.
Mr. Steve, where are you at, bro? Yes, it's another outbreak. Where are you at? Where if you don't mind us asking, where are you located? See how far away from this I am. While I'm praying for your protection. Let's see how much distance. Are you in the Midwest, sir? Are you in the East Coast, West Coast, Southern, Northern? Where are you at? Are you in the States? Are you overseas? Level lives under a rock. Everyone is playing Metaphor. Look, my metaphor is, let me stop. Go ahead and have your fun, Miss Nia. I'm not living under a rock. I am not Patrick. My name is, my real name is what it is, but Leveled Head. I almost said my real name. I ain't Patrick. SpongeBob ain't coming to knock on my rock, ma'am. But anyway, so since Mr. Norris has gotten what he's been gaming on out the way, I guess it's time for me to go ahead. So me too. I've only been playing one game, and that's Echoes of Wisdom, man. I just finished the Goron's Temple.
Okay, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
And I think I fought what is that boss in that stage?
Oh man, it's a return boss.
Is it?
Because we fought this boss in Ocarina of Time. Somebody help us out.
Dang it, I literally just did this a couple of days ago. But whatever it was, I beat it. I can't remember.
I can't think of it.
And I can't think of it right now either. And then I went to this one place, man. Did you go and play the game? Like the little thing call you in to play a game with them? And it's like a cloud.
No, I didn't do that.
Dang, you haven't did that where it is at a temple. And the Goron boss, Nia, when you had to fight the Goron, I can't remember what that boss is. It was, I want to say like a snake.
It's a dragon. It's a dragon.
It's a dragon. Yeah, it's the dragon, fire dragon. It's basically one of the elements. It's one of the power. What is it called? The divine power. The little thing you got to go collect, and there's three of them. Basically, who created the world and all that, Hyrule and the Triforce and all that. Them dragons. So I fought one of
his name.
I can't either. It starts with a V.
Vulgar. No.
It starts with a V. I know that is almost like you saying Voltron, but it ain't Voltron. It's VOL something.
That's the one from Ocarina of Time.
Okay, so I can't think of the name right now. Nia, you're not helping us out at all. Anyway, so she said, "Which boss?" Yeah. So anyway, I just beat that. Then I went and y'all. I mean, it's a lot. Yeah, there it is. Vulgara. You was right. Keith, it is Vulgara. Vulgara. I guess that's how you say it. So anyway, beat him. I'm going to the other place, and as I was traveling over there, I finally got a horse. I didn't even know I got to start going around the map more instead of just going straight to what I'm doing. I got to start kind of exploring.
Did you find the ferry? What's the Great Ferry?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't now. Come on, Nia. It is two with the V. I don't know which one it is. It's one of them two. I know it
think
starts
it's
with a
the
V.
bottom one.
The bottom one.
Yeah.
So I'm still playing through this. I'm trying to. I don't really want to beat it. That's my thing. I'm not trying to beat it. I'm trying to really just take a steady pace. But you and Nia are kind of trying to make me feel like I'm slacking. So I'm like playing a lot more. Yeah, it's the last one. You're right. But I'm not trying to beat it yet. So I was like, you know what? I don't have to do like Mr. Norris. I don't have to beat my game in a week and 2 days. I can savor the moment. I can just let it, just let it ride as we go and just enjoy it and let it be what it is. So I haven't beat it yet. So give me a little bit more time. Maybe another week or two. I'll probably be done with it. I planned on playing it today. I didn't get no gaming in today. Off all day. And didn't get to play nothing.
Hey, man, them kids.
No, it really it wasn't my kids.
It wasn't them?
It wasn't them. I'm not gonna blame them why I didn't play. The reason I didn't play, I've been, like I said, cleaning up, cooking, got my hair cut, went and picked up my mom, had to get her situated, had to run back to the store, had to cook again. My kids kind of been fine. They haven't bothered me. It's just the other stuff. And I was like, man, I wanted to sit down and play my Echoes of Wisdom, but I get it in tomorrow. I'm going fishing Saturday, so I probably won't play it in. So I'll probably get it in Sunday. I was down here getting my man cave, snatching my man cave back from my son. I'm letting him know it's time to get his stuff together. So I'm getting that all situated, man. So man, my whole man cave look totally different down here. I moved my studio booth out, and a lot of the stuff that I had set up down here, I'm broke down. So it's really been that. So, but anyway, y'all ain't here to hear all that about my real life. So that's all the gaming that I've been doing for this week. So Mr. Norris, I guess we want to watch. Where we want to go first?
Yeah, let's do the Xbox.
Let's do the Xbox. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me go to my histories. Let me see here.
Oh,
So
I forgot about that Expedition 33 game. My goodness. I'm sorry.
The what?
Expedition 33. I think it's that game that Xbox showed at one of their press conferences.
Okay. I don't know nothing about that one. Why my history?
It's an RPG.
Oh, okay. Let me go here. But anyway, so of course y'all know Xbox. Let me tell y'all this, man. I'm gonna say this off rip. This wasn't bad. This wasn't bad at all. I don't know how you go. I'm jumping out here on a and I'm making a statement. And Keith might come and chop my whole legs off. But so while I'm pulling this up, let me get your sentiments first. What did you think about it, man?
So I didn't actually watch it. I had to go and piece the trailers together.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a showcase.
Oh my Lord!
It was a showcase.
Lord. Okay.
Hey, look, and I am a fan of the Alan Wake 2 game. It was a showcase.
It looked cool to me. I like what I was seeing. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, so let me pull it up. Let me stop. I was trying to find my history, but since I shrunk this thing down so much, it ain't really let me pull. I can't get to my history. So partner preview. I want the actual Xbox. There it is. So, all right. So, real quick, y'all hear that? Let me pause it. Let me pull this back. So anyway, today, and I didn't really know nothing about this, so that was another thing. I didn't even know anything about it. And
I didn't either.
So anyway. So here, let's watch it, look at some of these games, because it's not a whole lot to talk about tonight. Let me take this 4K down to 1080p so it ain't dragging on y'all end. So let's go. So was there any? So how much of it? How many other games have you actually saw so far?
I mean, I saw. Let's see, Alan Wade, the Chronos game, that Blind Fire. I did not watch that Like a Dragon.
Okay.
I saw that Mouse. That was interesting, but
okay. So you didn't get much farther than me. I think I got to the Cuphead looking first person shooter animated. That looked kind of dope to me too. But anyway, so
that's the mouse, Mickey Mouse looking stuff.
Yeah, that's where I got to. So I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
To an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmons.
Now you said you played Alan Wake too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you like it?
That's a good game.
So why aren't you in? Okay, we're gonna finish your thought first.
No, I was just saying it was a good game. Why am I not interested in this? I didn't say I wasn't interested. I was just saying it didn't. It's a good game, but it's not like I feel like I gotta jump out and go play that. It's not like Witcher DLC or Cyberpunk DLC where it's like, oh, I gotta go try that. To me, it's more story, and honestly I can just get to it when I get to it. Probably at a discounted price. I'm not in the hurry. Actually, I think it's like $20 on Epic for the whole pass or whatever. But I'm not in it. I don't have no urgency to play this, to be honest. It looked good though.
Yeah, it does. Now what are you doing, computer? All right, sorry y'all. That was my fault. So let me catch us back up to where we were. So that was Lake House. I'm gonna say this. I did like how it looked. Have anyone played Off the Grid? I don't know what Off the Grid is. What is Off the Grid, Steve? Steed. Alan Steed.
Oh, I thought you said Steve. I was like, what?
No, he asked. I don't know what kind of bring me up to speed. I'm not sure if I know what Off the Grid is.
This looks like something K-Bone will play. Oh, that looks good.
I thought this was what's that game y'all like made with Big Baby and all that. What was the name of that game? Bioshock. I thought it was that at first. It looked, like I said, it wasn't a bad. To me, everything that I saw was not bad. Now, I guess none of this is exclusive to Microsoft, but it wasn't bad. And I want to say this real quick while we're watching this. We got to give Nintendo some shots. Because Nintendo changed the game with how we are getting this information from these companies now. Nintendo did the direct stuff. All of a sudden, Sony and Microsoft followed with their Sony. What is it? Sony. What is Sony's? Sony Play.
PlayStation Play. Yeah. State of Play.
State of Play.
I couldn't get it out for nothing.
Sony does their showcase. Now, Nintendo did their partner showcase. Now, Microsoft is doing Xbox partners, previews. Like, Nintendo be setting some trends, man. We need to give them they due, man, because they started all this when everybody was saying this was stupid when they left E3. I don't know if y'all remember that all those years ago, now that y'all so used to this format. Remember when they left E3 and said we're not hitting the stage anymore, and everybody said they gonna fail, they gonna fold, they stupid. This is the biggest platform. I ain't gonna name some names. Some of them even just showed back up in the gaming sphere. Anyway, they predicted that Nintendo was gonna fail. And look, all these years later, what Nintendo started, all the rest are emulating. So shouts out to them, man. They did. Nintendo started this trend. Y'all should thank them for what y'all enjoying now. He said it's a battle royale game. Battle
it looks
Royale
good.
game.
I went to the website and they took me to the YouTube page.
Okay.
Yeah,
Send it.
yeah.
Put it in the chat, and I'll pull it in here a little bit down the road.
Yeah, I remember that too. I just want to jump in on that. Everybody was like, man, ha ha ha, Nintendo's not going to E3, ha ha ha, Nintendo's trash, yada yada yada. Man, I remember we had to, as a Nintendo fan, we had to endure that and just like say it is what it is. And now, like you just said, now everybody has left the stage to the point that the stage don't even exist no more. The stage ain't even there no more. And everybody doing digital events.
I mean, down to just like blatantly like, okay, y'all just gonna remove Nintendo, put Xbox, then okay. Only thing you had to say partner showcase. I don't even know why y'all say partner preview. It doesn't say partner showcase. Because that's what this is. And guess what? I'm not mad at them. If it works, absolutely mimic. That's why I wish Nintendo would do sometimes. If it was working, Nintendo, mimic voice chat, mimic online features. Come on, don't reinvent the wheel. Follow the wheel has already been made. Just use it. Put it on your wagon and let that horse pull you on down the road. Stop trying to be different. Them square pegs ain't gonna work no more. Put that wheel on there. But anyway, I don't know if there was any particular title that stood out to you. Again, I didn't know this was happening today, so I didn't really get a chance to do any for real, like taking it in and writing down titles and stuff like that. But the little bit that I watched, I wasn't feeling this right here. Some pirate ship. I don't know what this is.
That's Yakuza.
Yeah, they can Yakuza on past me, so
you don't like the Yakuza games?
They can Yakuza on past me, sir. No, man, I ain't never. I played one. Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know what this. You know, this kind of feels like Yakuza's getting into that. What's that game that kind of came out and tried to challenge Grand Theft Auto?
The crime. Dang it! Why you do me like this every time? I know what you're talking about.
Man.
I know exactly what you're talking. I can't think of.
But yeah, this right here kind of reminds me that like they just doing something. Like he got sharks and monkeys and all this other stuff jumping out and fighting. I don't
Saints
know if y'all
Row.
got that
There you go, Neil.
Saints
Row. That's it.
Woo,
thank you.
God.
That's why you here. That's why we need you.
Go ahead and take video game her.
Keep us right. Keep us right now. But yeah, Saints Row is what you're talking about. He said I don't know what Nintendo is doing. I still need to work watch the Xbox showcase. Now we don't know what Nintendo's doing. We're just saying Nintendo needs to be given credit for these the way that we are being presented games today with these showcases and PlayStation State of Plays. All that this is all bit off of Nintendo with their directs and their partner showcases and they indie directs. They started this trend and the other two companies, big boys, are following. And I'm just saying Nintendo needs to get they just due for what they started. Because when they was doing it, back when they did the first direct, they was clowned and told they was stupid and crazy and backwards and odd. And 10 years later, it's the standard. Now this right here looks dope to me. This looks cool to me. It got
nice aesthetics.
Now the sound effects wasn't working, but I think it's a cool. When I say cool, I'm saying the creativity of it is cool. The animation, I like this. I do. I thought this looked dope.
I mean, yeah, I definitely appreciate titles like this. You know, like you said, it's that Cuphead vibes to those 40s.
Yeah,
whatever that
30s,
was.
40s, 20s, and that,
But yeah, I appreciate these types of games. Still a first person shooter though. So if you don't like
Yeah.
first person shooters,
No, I'm not a fan, but my thing is what we was talking about, that whole, we're going to get into it later when we talk about Sony, but we was talking about the fun factor being kind of missing in games, like this pursuit for ultra realism and cutting edge is kind of left fun factor in kind of in the background, and seeing games like this and Cuphead and other games kind of making a resurgence. And then that anime style is kind of cool, starting to see them type of games kind of coming back and being a regular, finding a space in this today's gaming space. So that's all I was saying. It was cool to see that game there, and it looked dope to me. Now what's this?
this is a Subnautical 2. I don't know anything about Subnautical. I'm like, you can come up for air on this one. I'm good.
Okay. I'm just, like I said, I'm just letting it play. I'm not really so I think this is as far as I got. Right
You
here.
explore the ocean.
I don't know. And Metaphor and Sparkling Zero are making sales records right now. Laugh out loud. Oh, that's the Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball game, right?
Yeah.
Sparkling Zero, right?
You heard about everybody fighting Vegeta?
Yeah, I saw.
The great Ape-
This is Mighty Keith was kind of talking about that.
Yeah.
What is he, hard or something?
Apparently so.
Oh, okay. I've never gotten into them type of games.
The Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball games.
I played a few of them.
Yeah, I own one on the Wii. The one where you, like, when you clash, you have to do the remotes real fast or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
couldn't.
This one looks pretty cool. They almost made me want to play it,
Okay.
but I don't know. Everybody's the way they talking about it, but I've never really just been a fan of the game. I love the show, but I just never really been a fan of the games.
So this is the last one that I saw right here before I said I text you. I said, man, it's not bad so far. Now let me hear how many people that's watching right now. How many of you actually saw Xbox Partners preview? And if you did, was there anything that you guys saw in this presentation that stood out to you? So I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, it's nice to see it, but watching it again, I mean, it's like I said, it's cool. It's not bad. I'm pretty sure, like I said, none of this stuff is exclusive to Xbox, so I'm pretty sure Sony's going to get a lot of this stuff and probably even Switch. So this ain't exclusive stuff, at least from my understanding, right?
Right. This is partners.
Just
Partnership,
so
yes.
these are third-party titles, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this was the last game I saw right here.
Actually, I think that's the last game I saw. Believe it or not.
Just
After that, I was like, I was at work and I was like, I got something to do, so I stopped watching it.
Okay.
This kind of reminds this Eternal Strands. God bless you. This kind of reminds me of what is that game on Epic? Hold on, opening my Epic right quick.
Fortnite.
Not Fortnite. Me and Nia was playing it. She gonna kick my butt. What's the game? Dauntless. It was like a prettier version of Dauntless. Now I don't know if that's what you're doing, but it kind of looks like Dauntless to me.
Yeah. Like I said, this ain't. So anyway, was there anything in this that stood out? Because we just sit here watching it. We ain't got much to add. We just sit here watching this mess and
Doing what everybody else do. Like I said, I didn't get this far, so
yeah, and I'm not trying to continue to watch it. So anyway,
Be resourceful. Be brave.
it's a few games on here that look interesting.
Babu by
505 games. What's this?
Oh, that misfall. This looks good.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Okay. Now, what is it? Is it a? Who is 505? I know them. What they known for?
What is it, 505, 504, 505?
Yeah, 50. Is it 505 or 504?
505 games. They are known for Death Stranding is one of their games. Let me see.
No, can't
They
be known
got
for
on.
Death
They got on their
Stranding.
list. They got
This
what
looks
is
cool.
this? Whoop.
Man, there's a lot of these sword combat. I guess Ghost and that other game kind of just sparked a lot of people trying to get their 15 seconds in this genre because there's a whole bunch of these. I don't know if it's Japanese or Asian. It's definitely Asian, but Japanese or Chinese. I think this would probably be. Would this be Japanese? I'm gonna say
come on.
Japanese. Yeah, I'm gonna say Japanese. Yeah, this looks more. I don't know, but I noticed there's a lot of these games. Ronin, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tokyo, and several other ones in this aesthetic. Sometimes I wish
And I think that's a turnoff for me. That aesthetic, you know.
yeah. Nia said
like,
Chinese probably.
Huh?
Nia said Chinese probably. Oh, what's the one with the monkey?
That's Chinese.
I know that
Wukong.
one is. Yeah, that one, and
Yeah.
there's so many of these. But I still want to play that game. I still haven't bought it yet. I plan on getting it at some point when the physical copy comes. I don't.
Man,
want the digital.
did you skip past the Legend of Babu? Or Babu? Yeah.
I think I skipped past a few things. I'm trying to get past all this.
That looked like it might be kind of cool. Kind of remind me of that Kena game.
Legend of Babu. Let me see. Yeah, I saw some of it. Yeah, we good. But anyway, I mean, again, it's better than what Sony showed at they Sony presentation. But this all plays into where we going. So just let's finish this out because we got to ask the question, man. And I asked this earlier this week in the chat. I mean, on X or Twitter. Are you satisfied with where gaming is right now? Are you satisfied with all these remakes, remasters? Like, it's like we have hit a brick wall. We kind of stuck. Not a lot of new stuff is coming out. Not a lot of new ideas. A lot of, safe. And like I said, dipping back in the well 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. That was Firebreak. I don't know what else. So I think that might be it. So anyway.
Yeah, that was the last one.
So looking at that, like I said, it wasn't bad. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, we have a lot to talk about tonight. We just jumping on here to, kick it with you guys. Not a whole lot to talk about tonight, but that's what they showed. Pretty sure these are third-party indie devs and all that kind of maybe not. These are those 2D, those AA, mid-tier titles that, fill in the gap between the, triple A titles and the big titles. These are those games that fill in the gap. And the question I got to ask, and I'm going to throw the floor to you, Keith, and I'm going to throw the floor to the panel, those listening to the chat room. With looking at what we just saw and looking at what's coming, what we know what's coming, are you excited about where gaming is right now as gamers, the offerings that's coming at this point in time? And let's remove Nintendo off of this. Because I know I already felt you, Keith. I already knew where you and Nia was going.
You took
Let's
took
take
it out of this.
Nintendo out. Let's take Nintendo out of this. Outside of the Nintendo,
Good
for
gosh.
you cheating people up in here, between Sony, Microsoft, and PC, are you excited about what's coming to us as gamers? The floor is yours, Keith. I'm gonna get some tissue. Go
Hey,
ahead.
that's dirty. You did me dirty.
I can't
You
make it
took-
easy. I can't let it be easy. You can't
You
get that
took me.
easy answer.
Well, right now, if we're just talking about the games that they're releasing, and as Nia has already said, Spark and Zero and Metaphor just come out, and they're breaking records. Well, not breaking records. They're hitting sale records, right? And so there are titles that people want to play. You know, there are games that are coming out. I'm trying not to say anything about Nintendo, but there are games that are coming out, but they're not coming out as frequently as they once were. And we know that's due to game prices. We know that's due to long development time. And for me personally, the aesthetics of a lot of these games, and you kind of alluded to a level when you were talking about the Chinese games and the fighting and all this other stuff. It's like we're getting so many games like that. So many games that's like fighting, hacking and slashing. Or if you look at the Japanese side, you get a lot of JRPG games, which is not bad. Those games always have like some really incredible stories if you really let yourself play them. But there seems to be like one aesthetic that they seem to focus on. So when games like that PI game with the little cartoony, the Cuphead looking game, even though it's still only doing first person, it stood out because of the aesthetic. And I think what we're getting now is safe, Ubisoft type mindset. Nobody's being super creative like they once were, because they spend so much money, so they can't just go crazy. They gotta almost make sure they're gonna get money back. They gotta test the market, see what the people are playing. But for me to answer your question, after all of that, with removing Nintendo, no, I'm not particularly happy with what gaming is doing right now.
Okay, so I'm reading some of the comments down here. Alan Steve said, "No, I'm not happy." Okay, Alan Steve, go into depths on why you are not happy. Then I'm gonna kind of pick up where Keith and kind of deal with what you just said. So Nia said that's why Metaphor feel fresh on the JRPG genre versus no offense, I guess Yas Nordic.
Ys Nordic.
Ys Nordic.
That's what Matt Jazz is playing right now, I believe.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, and that's why I had to move Nintendo out. Because if I look at my PlayStation, Astrobot is basically all I bought for the PlayStation this year. That's the only game I bought for the PlayStation this year.
What's coming out for the PlayStation? I know that Rise of Ronin came out earlier
Rise
this
of
year,
Ronin, the what's the game with the sword? Stellar Blade. I think Street Fighter 6 came out last year, didn't it?
You might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought the last game I bought before this game was Street Fighter 6, and I think I bought Spider-Man 2. I bought there's a few other games I bought, but this year I haven't bought anything for my PlayStation except for not Ratchet, but Astrobot. And let me look something up real quick. And to me, that's I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna sit up and say I'm necessarily mad about that. But it just really shows just how sparse the space has been, because there's been a whole bunch of remakes, remasters, and Resident Evil 4 kind of scratched that itch. Because remember, we bought it, and me both was like, man, we done played this game 2-3 times already, right? Do I need it again? But I have to admit, that was such a pleasant reintroduction that I wasn't mad at it. Like it ended up living way beyond what I expectation, living up to the expectation and beyond anything I fathomed would be in that title. Like I didn't think it was going to be that good.
Right.
But they not all doing that to their titles. Capcom basically almost remade Resident Evil 4. Sony is not remaking what's the name? Forbidden Horizon something done. What is it? Horizon, what is the first one? Horizon Dawn?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. They're not remaking it. They bring it, they bumping up the visuals. They didn't remake Last of Us. They just bumped up the visuals. You're playing the exact same game, whereas in Resident Evil 4, at times, that was not what happened in the original. You see what I'm saying? That's not, that whole scene, that's a whole nother stage, this wasn't even in the original. Like a lot of the stuff that was in that game, I don't even remember. And it says this was not in the original. This is a new stage, this is a new day, this is the reimagining of this boss, reimagining of this enemy type. All that was dope. And, but these games are just so lacking of inspiration, lacking of creativity, lacking of just anything beyond just trying to fill a space and hopefully make some more money. And it seems like they trying to make money off, like, okay, Last of Us. How many times we played Last of Us on the PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
PlayStation 4.
2013, I believe.
Yeah. PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Last of Us. They did a remaster, Last of Us 2 for the PlayStation 5. They did a remaster, Ghost of Tsushima for the PlayStation 5. They did a remaster, God of War, I think God of War 2018. I think they did something. I think you got a patch. I think they gave you a patch for that game. But as you seeing, it's a lot of games you've already played, and it's like they steady doing this. And it's like, I guess my question for you, Keith, is why do you feel like they're stuck with trying to constantly reintroduce games that we have played already for why do you think they keep recycling these titles like this? What are some of the reasons? Because this will lead into Nintendo. That's why I wanted to hold Nintendo out.
So obviously I think it's safe to remake games that are already considered good. So it's like we can easily, this is a cash grab, but like you said with Resident Evil 4, it actually felt really good. It was a cash grab, but it also felt like they took their time and actually put some energy behind it, like some, but also so you got, these are different developers. So now you're asking developers to go back and make games that were considered classics. So now they're having to retool and redo these games, almost like you're training them like, hey, we want to make an impact like this game made an impact. So why don't you go redo that game and see if you don't come up and understand what we're looking for moving into the future. We want your new ideas, but we also want you to be grounded in what was great. And we've seen so many times games that come out now that have the same title. Looking at Halo, that's a good example. You have the Halo moniker, but you don't have the Halo spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times they do that, but obviously, it's money involved. And personally, I don't mind them remaking games, but I don't like when the game just came out a few years ago. Like Horizon, I'm gonna give it a pass only because of the new set of graphics that they have for the Forbidden West is different enough. Am I gonna buy it? No. But I know them trying to get their game to be aesthetically on the same level. I get that. But games that just came out that's already playing 4K 60 frames a second, and then you talking about a remaster, I can't get down with that. That I don't like that. You obviously just trying to finesse me out my pockets, and I don't like that. But I think it just depends. It makes sense when the games are older and they're bringing them into a new way, new style. I have to use this game as an example. Link's Awakening. That was a Game Boy Advance game, Game Boy Color. Somewhere on there. Like that was an old game. But I'm just using that one example for Nintendo. I don't know where you want to go. But just that one example, like stuff like that, I ain't mad at that at all.
So. Well, I mean, I thought I was trying to find that that article with the Sony guy, but I ain't see it in the chat. So let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But yeah, let me see. Sony chairman president has spoken out against the idea of AI replacing creativity. Yoshida has discussed AI use in games, creation and engines, but has also emphasized that AI should not be used completely replacing. So do you have that article that you was talking about, Keith?
I think I seen it. It's it says ex PlayStation boss warns of death sentence for gaming.
Is it an article or is it a video?
It's an article.
Okay, I'm not finding it.
It's a Kotaku article.
How old is it?
10 hours ago. It was published 10 hours ago.
See if you can find it. I'm not finding it.
You don't see it in the chat?
No, I didn't see it in there. Let me go back. About where is it? Is it up farther up?
Yeah, I'm reading.
Okay, is this it right here? Kotaku. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got it. I kept skipping back. Okay, so here it is, guys. So ex-PlayStation boss warns of death sentence for gaming. All right, so this to set us up. Listen, we can kind of go into the rumor with Breath of the Wild after this. So it says there are more games coming out every day than ever before, but the total number of people playing them hasn't seemed to grow by nearly the same amount. Former SIE Worldwide Studio Chairman Sean Layden says that mismatch can't be fixed. That mismatch can't be fixed just by chumming out endless big budget sequels and more powerful hardware. Let me give them claps on that, sir. Bro, we've been saying this for a minute. Anyway.
Isn't it ironic?
Yeah, we've been saying that here for a second. So if we're just going to rely on blockbusters to get us through, I think that's a death sentence. It's happening. Mm-hmm. Yes. He said during an interview with Gordon Van Dyke, co-founder of the indie publisher Raw Fury, at Gamescom Asia this week. According to Games Industry Biz, the ex-PlayStation executive blames 9-figure development costs for less willingness among big publishers to take risks. So in other words, because of these big budgeted games and the cost of these games, they're unwilling to take risk on creativity, stepping out the box, breaking the mold, doing something different, treading a new ground. So that same problem that constantly rears its face is rearing his face again in gaming. Stick with what works, and you milk that into people just sick and tired of it. Anyway, the results is games getting green light based on how well their revenue can be modeled instead of whether they feel fun and innovative. That's a mouthful right there. Claps. So let's continue reading. Hold up.
Read this. You gotta read this.
All right, so I'm getting down. I got to continue reading. You're looking at sequels. You're looking at copycats because the finance guys who draw the line say, well, it's Fortnite. If Fortnite made this much money in this amount of time, my Fortnite knockoff can make this in that amount of time. What the world is this? Is K-Bomb 20?
Man, I was
Wait
like,
a
who just
minute.
joined?
Welcome, sir.
He had to jump in on the PlayStation.
You can't-
I mean,
You can't
the
do
way
that.
y'all brutalized that PlayStation section, I had to jump on there.
What you
There
mean,
was
brutalized?
so many misquotes on that PlayStation section. I couldn't just let that be what it was.
What misquotes?
There was no remake of God of War 2018. There was no
I
remake.
said I wasn't
There was
sure.
no remake of Ghost of Tsushima. All they gave you was updated graphics.
That's what I meant to say.
For the next gen.
Yes,
And
yeah.
The Last of Us 1 remake was a complete remake. They redid the performances, they redid the graphics, they worked it from the ground up, they redid the controls. That one is the remakes that you guys are talking about when they scrap a bunch of it and they take it from the ground up and they rebuild it. That one is not the same as the Horizon. Horizon is just graphics. The Last of Us Chapter 1 was a complete makeover.
Makeover
So-
was the game. I guess what I was saying.
It didn't add new bosses, no.
That's
Not,
what I
but
was-
not
that's
every
what-
game does
okay,
that.
all
But
right.
we cannot put that in the same gem as Zero Dawn because that was just graphics. This,
What time
like I
is
said-
it where you at, sir?
you say what?
What time is it? Where you-
So I just touched down in America at 7:47. I rushed home so I can hop on the podcast.
Oh man.
All right, man.
Well, what's
Don't you be
up?
sneaking up on us like this, man. You can't do that, bro.
I mean,
So-
after I heard that PlayStation session, I had to hop on.
Well, okay. I meant to say I tried to correct myself. I thought I did. Maybe I
Okay.
didn't. So for correction, I did know that the God of War wasn't a remake, just a bump. And I thought they did re-release Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe not
It's a
remade it,
director's cut.
but they did a
Director's
director's cut,
cut, yep.
and released. Okay, that's what I thought.
But that's not that. It's not even close to being any of those other things. It's the same game, and you know it is just a different version of the game. That they're not trying to do a remake. It's not in the same vein. It is something different.
Oh, you sound tired, sir. You sound tired.
Well, when you've been on the plane for about 12 hours, you will sound a little tired.
So now K Bumba's here, full roster. So
And another correction, you have bought another game for the PlayStation, which is Helldivers 2 this year. So there's two games for the
yeah.
PlayStation that you did purchase. You
I
did leave
knew
that
it
off as
was.
well. And I wanted to make sure we correct that for the record.
okay, so is another game. Helldivers 2.
Why he
K
come
Bum,
in
don't
so
be
hard?
coming in here. Boy, he heard that PlayStation slander. He came in here like Robin with Batman's cape on.
Hey,
Damien Huss, sir.
I just want to make sure that we are on the up and up. We keep each other honest. That's what we do in this podcast.
Keith, he came in here
Let me
like
set the record
Damien.
straight.
He came in here like Damien in Batman's armor, bro. He came in here taking days. He not playing. Okay, so yes, I bought 2 games for my PlayStation this year. That was Astrobot and Helldivers 2. And why haven't we been playing Helldivers?
Huh?
Huh?
Sony killed it themselves.
So now you're here, K-Bum, so you can join in. This is your former boss, Sony. It says you're looking at sequels, you're looking at copycats because the finance guys who draw the line say, well, if Fortnite made this much money in this amount of time, my Fortnite knockoff can make this in that amount of time. Layden says, we're seeing a collapse of creativity in games today. with studios consolidating and the high cost of production. Let's continue. I think it's so a hard reset on the council arms race. During the event, Layden was also asked about VGC if the incremental improvements recently demonstrated in the controversial $700 PlayStation 5, Pro, show the limits of new hardware. Despite the sticker shock, the improvements from the new consoles were hard fans. Wait a minute. The improvements from the new console were hard fans to immediately discern. Is that right? The improvements from the new console were hard, I guess, for fans. Okay, he left out a 4. Hard for fans to immediately discern. Even a hands-on demo by The Verge said the difference were barely noticeable at 10 feet away. So anyway, we don't have to go down that. So Keith, you take over, give your thoughts on what Dude said. Then K-Bum, K-Bum, you can go first, and then Keith, you come in. It doesn't matter to me. Who want to take it since K-Bum is here? just snuck in on us. K-Bum, what you got to say about this?
If you want to talk about Sony, here you go.
Well, what we're seeing here in this article is really not much different than what we were hearing at the end of the PS3 era, at the beginning of the PS4, when we started to get closure after closure after closure, when our beloved THQ and all its breaks started closing as well, because the cost of gaming became too high, and you couldn't keep up, right? And so you went to make these cash grabs. But there's a difference between what's going on right now and what was going on then. And we've kind of talked about this in sections and a little bit in some in depth. But even in the study, we talked about it a couple months ago, how people are spending more time playing 5 to 7 year old games than buying new games.
Okay.
Warzone, Fortnite, Overwatch, um, and then the remakes, 2K, GTA, Madden, FIFA. The more time is spent buying either yearly titles and or 5 to 7 year old games than you do buying new games. And so it's hard to break into the console, sorry, into the timeshare of gaming when people are still playing Fortnite, when people are still playing Warzone, when people are still playing GTA 5 that came out on the PS3. It's hard. And if you make a flop, as in what Sony did with their last title, it completely blows away and shovels a whole development studio, or even be successful like you did with Xbox's studio that made the rhythm game. I forget the colorful game. I forget the name of that
Hi-Fi
game.
Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush, and you still close. Right,
Yeah.
that game. It wasn't. They got saved, I think, by another development company. They got saved, but their doors were closing as well, and their game was a success. Yes, it is a very volatile situation, and even then, you can't even blame that one on high graphics. You can't even blame that one on high gaming costs. It didn't reach the bar, or maybe it was just Microsoft overreaching with whatever they had in their studios, and they were closing them anyway. That game was even considered successful. So the way that the industry works right now, it is very difficult to create a new IP. It is very difficult. It's even more difficult to create a successful new IP. And that's why publishers, not developers, publishers push remakes. They push the same old, same old. They push do a better version of a game that is already out, right?
So,
And that's what cost, like I say, it cost Sony millions of dollars with Concord. It was their Overwatch, and that fad had already faded. Overwatch had been out for 7 to 10 years already.
So
So
okay, so I'm not disagreeing with you. No, in no way. But you said is you do okay. You believe it's hard to make new creative stuff, or you believe that's their? Is that your feelings, or you feel like that's their feelings? Or is it,
No. The facts support that. That is not a feeling. The facts support that 60 to 70% of gaming is on 5 to 7 year old games. That is not an opinion of mine.
no, I got that part.
That is based in facts, which means it is very difficult to get people off of Fortnite, off of Overwatch, off of Warzone, off of Apex, off
But-
of Call of Duty,
but
off of Madden, off of 2K, onto a new IP and to make sales.
But I guess the reason I'm asking because that would be to assume that everybody is playing Fortnite, everybody is playing Overwatch, everybody.
No. It's not that everybody. Again,
Right.
there's still 30% of the market that's not stuck on these yearly titles and are 5 to 7 year old games. There's still 30%, but that 30% still has its own taste. And if you don't appeal to that 30%, you still don't make money.
And that's where I'm
Yeah,
trying
you're playing to the 30 and not to the 70. And so now
So-
your audience is even smaller because you have a smaller reach. And so the possibility of making money has reduced because the audience you're reaching is now smaller than the 50 or 60 or 130 Switch owners. It's smaller, or the 650 60 PlayStation 5 owners is smaller.
Well,
It's a
okay.
smaller audience than that.
But I guess what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you in here, Keith. There is some overlap in between that 70 and that 30. Yeah. A lot of that 70% may be where most gaming is happening is on those type of titles. Those like the Fortnites, what was the other one you named? The shooting game.
It's
Apex,
Apex,
then you got
Overwatch,
Madden,
Valorant.
Valorant, Madden, Apex, Overwatch, Forza, all the 2Ks, what's the name of the soccer game now?
FIFA.
So yeah, that's gonna be there. But the Madden player, the 2K NBA player, also crosses over into the single player games as well.
No. You don't know that audience then. If
No,
that's
what
what you're going to say to me, you don't know that audience. I play with these guys, and I would tell you these guys do not play those games.
Okay,
Or if they do, it is
Or do they?
very sparingly
but okay,
that they
so
play those games.
well, let me ask you.
What do they? What do they play?
They play the yearly titles, and my crew that I play NBA 2K with. The games, the majority of them, there's a couple that play other games. It's a buddy of mine that plays other games. But the majority of them, they play 2K, they play Madden, now they play college football, and they play FIFA. They play online games, and the boxing game that's going to come out, they're going to play that too.
So
Like that's their reach. It is not into single player games. They laugh at me when I play single player games.
But- okay.
Those are not the guys really reaching out and playing those single player games.
all right, okay, fine. But I feel I can't prove it, but it has to be. There has to be overlap because there is a case.
There's some, but I don't think as much
let me
as you
finish.
think.
I said I don't know. I'm saying, but there has to be some level of overlap from those type of gamers because you're there and you play those games and you are the overlap. And I just have to believe that there's more of you than not, because these other games are still selling. These games are still moving units, 20, 15, 12, 20 million units. So that's not no light, sales. But like you said, it's always in the same. It's The Last of Us, and then The Last of Us 2. It's God of War, then it's God of War 2, then it's or Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4. Always released, 3 of those games released on the same platform. 3 of those games came on the PlayStation 3. and then Uncharted 4 was on the PlayStation 4, and those games were selling like that, crazy. So there has to be why it may. I'm not saying I'm saying you correct. I'm just saying there got to be a little bit more overlap.
I will tell you within my play group that I've been playing NBA 2K with for about 10 years. I am the unicorn. I am the odd one that plays all these other games.
That's
That is not the norm. And then, like I said, I've been playing with these guys for 10 something years.
They won't even
The
play
norm-
GTA.
You say what?
Will they play a GTA?
Yeah, they'll play GTA.
Okay, then that's interesting.
Again, that's the yearly title, or that's that's the one that a part of that big 70%. That's still the 70%. That's not the 30.
So GTA will still be considered a part of the
Yeah.
70%.
GTA 5 came out on the PS3. They would play GTA 5.
Okay.
I like I said, I can take from I've been playing for many years, and I know the habits of these gamers who, because the thing is, a lot of us on this podcast and a lot of people in the comment section are not that gamer, right? I'm not that gamer, but I interact with those gamers probably more than definitely anyone on this podcast because of the fact that I play online games.
I don't have
That
time.
these guys play online games, and for some of them, that's it.
I know a lot of people like that. I know a
They
lot
are
of people like
just
that.
playing online games, and so they're not interested in the Gaza Wars. They're not interested in the Ratchet and Clank. They're not interested in the Spider-Man 1 or 2. They're going to play Fortnite. They're going to play Warzone. They're going to play Apex. They're going to play GTA. They're going to play FIFA, NBA 2K.
Call of Duty. You got to add Call of Duty in there.
Well, they're older now, so some of them don't play Call of Duty. But the younger ones that we play with do.
Their fingers don't work the same.
So okay, then okay. So you trying to say that 30% are the ones that's buying 12 million God of Wars?
There's still some in the 70%.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's zero in the 70%. That's not the number I'm giving you. What I'm
Okay.
trying to give to you is that the number that is dipping over is a smaller number.
I'm with that.
That is not.
I'm with
But the
that.
number is not zero.
Right.
Because I'm one of them. So the
Right.
number can't be zero.
That's
But
what
it's a smaller number than what you actually think it is.
I don't know what I'm not even trying to argue for a number. I just know there has to be overlap. That's all I'm saying.
They
Because
are
you
odder.
exist.
They are more odd than they are expected to switch over.
So the reason I'm saying that is to go back on what you were saying with it being hard. I think they think it's hard, but I feel maybe this is not a good example. Keith, you can correct me. I feel like Nintendo is the perfect case study. Nintendo does a lot of odd, strange, not normal, and they find success all the time, and it be the B tier game. It don't be they big stuff. They break the mold. They do something that you didn't ask for. Then you find out. I actually like that.
But like Astral Chain didn't sell much, right? What, 3
That's
mil,
not-
2 mil?
But Astro Chain is not Nintendo. I'm talking about Nintendo. Not some-
What Nintendo products are you referring to then?
I'm talking about like first
First
party
party
development.
development game.
Okay, let's take Breath of the Wild for example.
That's a Zelda game. That's not anything new.
But wait a minute. Let me explain why I'm using it. Breath of the Wild went against all the conventional norms of Zelda.
But that's not a new IP though. Like we're talking about new IPs. We're not talking about.
We should use ARMS.
Our arms are Splatoon are what the aim I'm trying to get at is the creativity. Okay.
Right, but the creativity with a name is not the same. When you're saying a new IP, there is nothing supporting that new IP. You have to get people to jump on board of a new IP.
Well, okay.
And Zelda to me is not one of them.
I
Any Mario
get-
game is not one of them because they all have the backing of Mario, or even
Mario,
Pokemon.
right?
They have
But
the backing of Pokemon.
okay,
They it's a brand
there
name that you know,
there
and
is
so
some
you
but wait
okay.
a minute. There is some nuance. There you can use a recognizable character and give a new game type. Hence, Smash Bros, Mario Kart.
No, that's still Smash Bros have been out since Nintendo.
No, I'm using
The
this. I'm
NES.
not. No. I'm saying
No, 64.
I'm just
Sorry,
using.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not saying that it's new. I'm saying they have used IPs and created new titles for them. I'm not saying it is. They just did it. I'm saying I'm just using it as examples of a game with Mario in it. Doesn't mean it can't be a new, uncharted type of game that you never experienced. It just got Mario in it, and I'm just naming a few. And Nintendo stayed doing that with titles.
That's I understand, but that doesn't correlate to me. That doesn't Concord and that is two different things. That's a brand new IP. Everything's new in it. Ghost of Tsushima was a game that everything's new. There's no
Yeah, that's what
correlation
I'm
with any
saying.
characters.
I'm with you.
That can't be compared to Mario Strikers. I think that's apples to oranges, in my opinion.
No, I was only saying that when you were saying a Mario, if it got Mario, it can't be. I'm not. No, we got.
No, because to me it's still not a new IP, because people are going to buy it because of Mario, not because of new IP. Because they're going to use the brand recognition is going to be there.
Hold up. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I'm gonna explain, because this is something that I think Miyamoto said and how they develop their games. So they start off with something completely fresh, completely brand new, and then they apply their IP to it. So therefore, they consider it a new IP because of the gameplay changes. I think, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but Nia just let you say I was about to go there, but Nia already went there. I was about to use God of War after I used Mario. I'm saying it's possible to only pushing back on one part you said, K-Bun, was a recognizable character can't bring something new. I believe it can.
No, I'm not saying it can't bring anything new. That's not what I'm saying. That's a false statement. What I'm saying is that it's not the same as a brand new IP. Is what I'm trying to say. God of War 2018 was not a brand new IP. That was a continuation of a story from God of War 3. It's this. I wanted to play that game because it was the same Kratos in a different arena. It wasn't like it's a brand new idea like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, that had to win people over from nothing.
I'm with that, and I agree. That's why I threw.
I'm playing it because it's Kratos.
That's why I threw out Splatoon. That's why I threw out other titles.
Yes, Splatoon works. Yes, Splatoon works. But I think it's less of those that's been successful than it is those that have been successful. Is the point that I was going to make.
Well, my point
is, talking about Nintendo?
Yes, absolutely.
I can't even name anything. Even Arms was successful.
What Arm do about 4 mil?
Yeah,
that's
3, 4.
That is 3, 4. That is low on the Nintendo side.
It's not
on the Nintendo side. That's why they haven't got a sequel.
It probably won't be.
They got no legs.
But wait a minute. But it's quite normal for Nintendo only do one entry into.
I mean, I don't even think that's top 50 in Nintendo. Is that even top 50 Arms?
No, my point ain't, and that's my point. It doesn't have to be top 50. Like right here, Hi-Fi Rush. Arms is a Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was successful for what it was. Yet,
and that studio closed.
That's my point. I think that's what I'm trying to. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I think the angle that you're really coming from, and you just said it a few minutes ago, like not a few minutes ago, but like 1 minute ago, you said it's not unusual for Nintendo to only put that one game on one generation. And I think that I would take that angle as opposed to saying Mario could be creative, because what happens is if you put that one title, like that one Mario Kart, let's just use Mario Kart, right? That one Mario Kart for that one generation, well, in this case, 2 generations. And we haven't got a new Mario Kart. So now for the next Switch, we want a new Mario Kart. So it's like you have built that anticipation. Yes, it's
So
Mario Kart. Yes, it's familiar. Yes, it's one of their best selling games, but they don't do Mario Kart
right,
9 and
that
10
goes
all into one generation.
that goes to what K-Bud is saying about these other titles of the 70%. That's why I wasn't gonna make it like that. Is because Mario is like Fortnite. Mario Kart is like Apex. it doesn't do the same thing as far as being online like what K-Bum would call it. But what
And the
it's doing
service.
is people stay playing it all generation long. They never stop playing it. But so what Nintendo does is continue to support it with new, and then not at the same clip, K-Bumps. I already know it because you already made this
Or not
point
even
before.
close, but that's
Right,
cool.
but you get what I mean. My point is they support it.
I get what you mean.
What I'm trying to say is the thing I'm trying to see if we saying this or are we in agreement with this is that creativity and new titles can't survive. That's my question. Is that true? Because I would say the reason I ask is because I believe Xbox made a boneheaded decision with cutting a game that found success, but they cut it and held on to games and studios that's what they did anything. But they held on to those studios and got rid of this studio when this was the biggest hype they had. This was big. This is more hype than Star. This was actually got more success in far as acceptance than Starfield. We
Can't
all
argue that.
we all wanted to play Hi-Fi Rush. Yet, and it was popular, and people was talking about it. It was Astrobot before Astrobot for Sony. This was their Astrobot. It was fresh. It was new. It was fun. It didn't take itself serious. It wasn't overly graphical. They weren't worried about all the poly counts and how the water moved. And it was just a fun game that people gravitated to, and they chose to let that studio die or cut that studio off to go with studios that push the polys and all that. That's pretty much playing into the argument of what the ex-Sony exec is saying. So I'm asking, is it really true that these games can't survive or can't find a place to thrive? Or are these doggone people in the suits stupid? Which one is it? Because we got enough examples that I think we can say new titles can survive.
New titles are harder to find. New titles are hard. It's
To
harder for
sell.
them to be successful than remaking old titles. That has been true for generations
Depending on the type,
of gaming.
depending on the IP, I'm with you.
It is more likely to be successful a reoccurring console that has a fan base than a brand new game that has to win over fans from playing these other games.
No, I agree with
It's
that.
it's worse now. That's what I'm saying. It's even worse now when the data shows that people spend that 70%. It's not 70% of people. And let's make sure we get this right. The article says 70% of all gaming time spent gaming, all of time spent gaming was spent on these titles. So not that it's 70% of people, it's 70% of all gaming hours was dedicated to these other games. So let's make sure we're getting that right. And it's harder for you to make an impact when you have these games as a service that are constantly putting out new information, new game types, new characters, new guns, new this in these old games. It's harder to win for a new game to come in and create space in these already established titles.
But okay, I agree if you're gonna half-heartedly introduce it. Like let's use Ghost of Tsushima. Can you tell me as a Sony fan that you wasn't going to pick up Ghost of Tsushima based on how it was presented?
I'm trying to find out what you mean by how it was presented.
When they let me finish. I set it up. Okay. Ghost of Tsushima was not treated like it was a new IP, but it was treated like they was ultra confident that this was a sure hit. They didn't treat it like, not sure. But they put the budget, they put marketing, they did everything to ensure the fan base for the most that they could control, that the fan base would gravitate to this title, which it did, and it found ultra success. New IP, no form or nothing. It found ultra success day one. That game is a prime example that it can be done if done right. That's all I'm saying.
No. The thing is, you have to understand what we're saying. We're not saying
I
that
get
it
what
can
you're
be
saying.
done. It's the percentages, though. There are more Forspokens out there than it is Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm with you.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that there are more Forspokens. There are more failures. Complete failures that even try to do all the things that you're saying they still fail. New IP Starfield still failed. There's a lot of new IPs that still fail.
Right, but
that still fail, even though they get the backing, even though they get the money, even though you know what I'm saying. You have these instances. Like again, I'm a bad person. Like I told you, I'm the unicorn in my group. I'm the one that plays these games. So this is not.
I'm not even talking about the sale. I'm talking about the 30. I'm talking about the 30 and maybe the 20% crossover from the 70. I'm talking about them. They buy games, right? To me, Bethesda is trash. I don't have no confidence. I don't.
To you, Bethesda still sell. They sell games.
They sell games. But we know that Bethesda
they push
MO.
titles.
They push out a lot of buggy, needing work, day one patch games. So when I see Starfield, I don't care what that Microsoft bought Bethesda and they hyping it up because they need something to hype. I didn't have no confidence in Starfield living up to nothing because it was
that
Bethesda.
game won most hype 2 years in a row at the Video Games Awards. Let's not underplay Starfield. I know we want. It won most hype 2 years in a row.
Understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to underplay, but don't miss what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as gamers, K-Bun, we know Bethesda. We know what Bethesda does. We know what Bethesda creates. New IP, same IP, a reintroduction in another a game in that franchise with that IP. We know they MO. We know that they make a lot of games that need day one patches. They hype these games up for Fallout. Look how big this world is, all this stuff, and it's in the IGNs and everybody covering and talk about is the next best thing, but the gamers always respond the exact same way. We've always, so the hype around it never convinced me that the game was going to be, I was like, we was all saying, I hope, because Xbox needs it, but I wasn't confident because of the who. Now, if that was Naughty Dog, if that was Santa Monica and K-Bum, we all coming in like, that's who makes Anuma with the Zelda series, them type of development studios. That hype, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be everything they saying because they track record says they rarely miss. CD Projekt Red before Cyberpunk, that standard. So I never had, for me, and I believe y'all didn't either, because I remember the podcast, we all was like, it's Bethesda, I'm not sure. It looks good, it looks cool, but it's Bethesda. I'm saying,
but our opinion is not the opinion of the most. The opinion of the most was this is the most hype game.
Hype. But
hype. No, hype means sorry. Let me change my wording so I can say this correctly. This was the most anticipated game. Let me use the correct wording of it. It was anticipated. The most anticipated game was Starfield for 2 years in a row. So people were, even though Bethesda has their failures. But it's still the same Bethesda that created Skyrim, one of the greatest RPGs ever made, and one of my favorite, Deathloops, which I absolutely enjoy. I thought it was a blast. It was a fun game. I don't like first person shooters. That was one of them. I enjoyed that game very much so. And so that it is still in Deathloop. I think not only, but I think it did pretty decent. Something like 5 million or something like that, 6 million with Deathloop, and that's a new IP. And it is, but that only came out on the PlayStation for like a year. But it is still way more Forspokens percentage wise than you have with Deathloops.
I'm okay. I'm with that. I'm not knocking that. I'm
There's space. There is always space for new IPs. There's always space for creation. But when you are looking at $200 million, 250, $350 million, you want to play the odds that's in your favor, and that's what these
but
companies are
that
doing.
and that's
And
my
that is
point.
killing. That is kill. No, I'm saying don't get twisted. What I'm saying. I'm
I'm not.
saying that is what's killing creativity, but understand that they have a reason because they're playing the percentages. And the percentages say to you that new IPs are less successful.
Um
Remakes, reintroducing older IPs is a safer bet. What I'm saying is that part is the part that is killing creativity. I'm
I,
not in disagreement with that. I'm just telling you that it is more likely for a new IP to fail. Not that it's a
I
certainty.
I
Not
didn't.
that it will. The percentage says it is more likely it will fail.
K-Bum, I conceded that floor to you the moment you said that. That I'm not arguing that you making the argument that I'm not even pushing back on. I'm asking the question I'm trying to get us to talk about. Everything you said is fact. The question I'm trying to get us to talk about is, and it goes back to what this person said, is these suits stupid? That's the question. Because reason I'm asking is, if you're going to, okay, let's use Concord as an example. New IP, you betting so much on it that you put another 200 million into it, into something that people was already saying was dead on arrival, trying to chase that market you talking about. And the suits thought it was smart to be years late in a market and spend 400 million trying to get in it to be dead on arrival and waste 400 million when they could have put that money into some B tier titles and some new IPs and did better than 4 million just washed and have to give people their money back.
I mean, Concord was a new IP. I understand what you're saying, but that is a new
But
IP.
it
It's
was
not like they.
yes, but that's what I'm saying.
Their problem with Concord was that they charged in a market where you don't charge for.
That's
You can't be not good, and then everyone else in that same market is free, and you want to charge.
we went through that. The question is, are the suits stupid?
I have a question for you then.
I want you to
I have
answer
a
my
question for
question
you.
first.
You have if you had $300 million and you want to get profit at $300 million, and it says it is an 80% guarantee that if you create this new IP, you're going to lose money. It's a 20% risk for you to make money on a new IP. It is a 70% positive that if you redo something, you're going to make money back.
Nia just answered my question. That's what I'm trying to get us to talk about. You don't, that's my point. Are the suits stupid? You don't have to spend movie budgets. You can create new IP. Cuphead, the one we were just looking with. This is
Cuphead was made by two people.
my point. My point is, it's possible, and Cuphead found success if you were smarter. With
How
create
So what
many
about
how
wait
many
wait.
Cupheads are there?
Key to Bridge of Spirits.
What about
Go
like
ahead.
indie the indie scene?
That's what I'm trying to get at.
So are you saying the suits should invest in the indie scene? Or no? What are you saying?
Either invest or either look at what they're doing. Maybe pull some of those titles and put a little money into that instead of trying to like. And I'm not. This ain't even against nothing you saying, K-Bum. I'm asking the question, like you said. If I had 300 million and I want to create a new IP, no, I'm not going to blow 300 million on a new IP unless I'm just ultra. And it definitely ain't gonna be on no in a genre like what they was going with Concord. If I was going to spend 300 million on a new IP, it would be a Ghost of Tsushima. It'd be something I know that there is a space for it. Heavy storyline, all these type of things. But I wouldn't do that. I would probably take 30 or 40 million of that, create some smaller titles, some like, to me, Astrobot is not a $200 million game. It's not. I would be shocked if they said it cost them
And
200.
how many other indie games sell in the millions?
No, I said
But think it's-
Astrobot.
no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about because we said something like the indies do.
I'm
Indies
saying-
don't sell millions of copies. There are maybe a handful
Hi-Fi
of indies,
Rush.
and I know we're pulling out indies and we're saying, yeah, do it like this. But again, we're not looking at the percentages.
But
We're looking
K-Bum,
at the successful cases and say just do it like this. When
But-
these other indie guys are all doing it like this, and they are not finding the same success as these handful of indies that we are pulling out of the circle and saying that it's easier to do it.
K-Bum, but we have examples of where we describe and happening and finding crazy success.
I'm not,
let
but
me
again,
finish. Let
just
me
because it
finish.
can happen doesn't mean
let
that
me
you
finish.
will do it. I
I
understand what you're taking. It's a handful of indies that's been successful, but we're bypassing the hundreds of indies
K-Bum.
that don't do anything to the market.
But you're not letting what a person trying to say be stated before you go to what you feel. I know what you feel about indies on their own. I'm not talking about indies fronting their own game. I'm saying when we've seen the big guys see a potential indie game with potential come in and put investment behind those titles, a lot of those titles have found success. That's what I'm saying. And they were not big budgeted titles. So Cuphead, Hi-Fi Rush, started out as indie titles that got funded by a Microsoft and got the Hellblade. All these are indie titles that's not spending $200-300 million budgets, but steady doing. And Hellblade became a crazy success because Microsoft gave it the platform it needed to find the success, and they didn't spend.
Hellblade didn't come success because of Microsoft. Hellblade came success before Microsoft.
Well, okay, but Microsoft, yes, it did. But
You said
Microsoft
give
went.
PlayStation the credit.
But Microsoft went and got them and screwed them up, Lord Jesus. But anyway, Microsoft went and got them and gave them a platform. Now, again, I think they overhyped it. We had that argument. But that's my point. I feel like what's missing is that PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 offering those, like you said, those fun titles, that the big the titles, excuse me, I'm burping at the same time. Those snowboarding, those mid-tier titles, those fill in the gap games is missing because of the budget going only focusing on what the dude said, the blockbusters or the Fortnite. If we can't do Fortnite, we got to do God of War. Like Sony. Everything Sony seem to be trying to produce is $300 million plus to produce it. So you have little wiggle room. You're either going to be successful or you're going to fail. But if you go back to that old model where you have a few Astrobots, a few this, a few that, and maybe less blockbuster titles, and let the third parties fill in those Fortnites and those the Maddens, which they already gonna do. It seems like you will find success. They blowing their whole load because they all trying to make the latest, greatest, ultra realistic, fine hair. Look at this far wall, Digital Foundry, probing video game that they just go bananas over, and you constantly try to make those games. And oftentimes, what's missing in those games is fun, gameplay, other than the visuals. And that stuff, they not making their money back. So it's like, why don't y'all go back to what used to work that built y'all to this level, where it seems like Nintendo is still doing that?
Just people are not playing new IPs.
No.
They're not.
Okay.
They're not playing new IP. I get the point. Well, people were more adventurous back in those days,
I ain't even saying
and
new
we
IPs
didn't
more so
have
than-
we didn't have these games that last for 10 years. We didn't. We did not have these games that last 10 that can be constantly updated for 10 years. We did not have that. So there was more room for smaller games to find their niche and so people can play them. But this is a different atmosphere. This is the atmosphere that people are playing the same game. 70% of all gaming hours were played on games that are 5 to 7 years old. Not
I-
percentage of people
I get that.
but gaming hours. That
But-
means it is a very small niche space
Yeah,
for
but
for not just new IPs, for
But-
any game that is new to come and steal those game hours away from these already established behemoths who are that people are
But-
putting these hours into these games.
But I'm with that, K-Bump, but that you it's like I don't know where we missing it at. It seemed like, I'm not saying you overemphasizing the 70, but okay, you had those hours into those online games that you playing the same madness. You play Madden over because it's a sports. Fortnite is that aesthetic force you to play the same thing repetitively over and over again. But that hasn't stopped. Fortnite hasn't stopped those single player titles from selling. It hasn't. They still selling single player games that you can't play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in, like you can if you want to, but there's no incentive to. Those games are still selling. And to me, there's a market out here that if they would go back to a model, so I'm not even worried about the 70. The 70 is out my view. I'm not even looking at them. I'm not looking at the Fortnites and those titles. Those are those titles. That's a new genre that's been around for the last decade. It's new though. It's still kind of fresh. They keep refreshing that. But that hasn't stopped the single player game from selling. That hasn't stopped the Tekkens and the Street Fighters from selling. My question is, these suits, the Ubisofts, the EAs, those titles is not why Ubisoft is struggling. Ubisoft is struggling because they was making too many freaking Assassin's Creeds and is putting $200 and $300 million into games that nobody asked for, instead of giving us the doggone Evil Dead that they showed us, never gave us that, and other freaking titles that they could give and put more time in that may not be as big of a budget. That's why I keep using Nintendo. You don't have to every game is not Odyssey. Every game is not Tears of the Kingdom. Every game is not Breath of the Wild. You get a lot of those Mario Brothers ship, and they sell crazy. It's still $60, and that game ain't cost them probably $20 million to make, and they gonna make goo gobs off of it. And it's new. It's maybe the same characters, but new gameplay, like what Keith was saying earlier. It's it's like there's better strategies. We have just got okay, it just turned the whole podcast off. There's better strategies, man, than just copy and paste or try to create your Fortnite, or man, we got to re-release another Last of Us remake. There's better ways.
Not saying that they're not, but what keeps happening is that you say that yes, we point out the successful ones, but there's only a small few that are successful. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I'm not
Because
saying
they
that
don't-
there
but
can't
how
be any
often do
that be
they do it?
successful.
We can't. It's hard. The reason it's hard for me to gauge because if you are unwilling to try them, And
No,
What games are-
these games, there's games that are out here being tried constantly, and I'm telling you, the reason why these students make the decision that they make is because they're seeing the same figures,
what was the
and
game?
they understand that
What was
success is not as easy as just putting a game with a good idea and it's going to sell.
I think
These
it is-
games now take. You say what? You say you think it does?
I think this is what I'm trying to ask you. Hear me out. I'm gonna ask it again, and I want y'all in the comments. Keith, you come in. Okay, let's look at EA and let's look at Ubisoft. Tell me, in K-Bum, in your opinion, why is Ubisoft in the state they're in, and why is EA in this? Now, EA is surviving off of the Maddens and stuff like that. But why have they been so struggling when they was making, like back in the day with the that first entry into Star Wars and that one game they made that was dead on arrival? What was that?
That game was made by BioWare, a proven developer.
No, wait a minute. What was the name of the game? I'm trying to make sure.
Anthem. It was Anthem.
Okay,
It was made by BioWare.
And what was the other studio that they acquired that had a successful franchise that they Mass Effect? Was that BioWare too?
That's still BioWare.
Okay,
Still
so
BioWare.
they acquired BioWare. BioWare was creating new games, new titles, finding success left and right with new IPs, right? They had BioWare. Did BioWare make what was the one we thought the other game looked like? Keith?
BioWare made
Dragon Age
Dragon Age.
Inquisition 2. Yeah.
Yeah, made Dragon Age.
Who made BioShock?
That is a whole different people.
Who made
That is 2K. That is 2K games.
That's too okay. So let's stick with EA and BioWare and so they making new IPs, finding success before EA acquires them, right?
They weren't making new IPs to find success. They made Mass Effect and they made Dragon Age.
Was they
and then they
new?
made
Was it-
Dragon Age 2 and they made Mass Effect 2 and they made Mass Effect 3.
Let
They
me
weren't
ask-
making new ideas.
Wait
They
a
made
minute,
two
wait a
games
minute, wait
and they
a
made
minute.
multiples.
Just stick with me, K-Bone. When those two games came, how long after that did EA come and scoop them up?
EA came in about I think Mass Effect 3 around that time.
Okay,
No,
so
no, sorry.
Two because it's
No.
Microsoft at first, right?
I'm not telling the truth.
right.
Mass Effect 1 was bought by Microsoft back the first one, the first
Right.
Mass Effect.
Uh-huh.
They switched over to the second one. They switched over to EA. EA bought them for Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Were published by EA.
What was the other game that they created? Did they create
Dragon
that
Age.
game?
The
When
first,
did they?
I believe the first Dragon Age was done before EA, and then the next Dragon Age was done with EA.
With EA. Okay. So BioWare is a good example to use. They created two new franchises, found success, was coming into their second entry into those franchises. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure BioWare had other ideas for other titles, but they found a success with these two. They get bought out by EA. What happens to them after EA buys them?
Mass Effect 2 was a massive success.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure EA had little, they probably just,
I don't know. We're assuming. I don't want to assume. I don't know what effect they have.
I'm going to assume
we
that
can't
they
assume.
didn't.
Don't know.
I'm going to assume.
Don't assume because you don't know. You're going to apply something here that you don't know, and so we're
Well,
we're
I
not going
think
to
it's
assume because we don't really know.
well,
We don't know. We don't know.
you can assume. I say it's an assumption is not saying you don't know. That's why it's an assumption. But my assumption is that Mass Effect 2 was alone pretty well before EA
And
purchased
I'm
them.
I'm going to say false.
You gonna say
That's my assumption.
you gonna say EA had a lot of input on Mass Effect 2?
I would say EA had input on Mass Effect 2.
A lot.
I would say EA had impact on Mass Effect 2. I don't know what a lot is because I'm not in
Was
the industry. They had impact on Mass Effect
well,
2.
let me ask you this: because you're a Mass Effect fan, Mass Effect 1 and 2, did it follow similar patterns?
No, Mass Effect 2 was a totally different, was not totally
What?
different, was a much better premise, and they actually did the RPG aspect on Mass Effect 2 that they could not do correctly on Mass Effect 1. They made Mass
Major.
Effect 2 guns way better
I'm not.
and easier to
No, that's
use.
y'all.
It was a
Come on.
much better product. It was
I'm
different
not.
than it
I'm-
became a shooter in Mass Effect 2.
That's fine.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Key? It became a
No,
more
it
of
was
a
a
shooter.
major improvement.
Yes.
The
Okay,
first game was definitely RPG heavy.
RPG heavy. Yep.
Okay. So do you?
And Mass Effect
Okay.
2 was
So
a
my
shooter.
question is: do you feel like that was influenced by EA?
I don't know who influenced that.
So what happened to 3? We know 3
Three was
is.
trash.
What happened to it? Who? That's totally.
I don't know who influenced 3. 3 was trash. It was terrible. It was
I'm
absolutely terrible.
D2K. I'm not. It's not that I haven't seen what you said, man. I'm trying. My point I'm trying to make is companies like Redfall, not Redfall, but what's the game that where you play the black protagonist that you love?
Yep.
Deathloop. Deathloop is a Bethesda game, right?
Yes.
Okay. Deathloop was a good game.
Very good.
I guess it ain't no point. I'm losing my thought. Where I was trying to go.
The first new game that BioShock made under EA, the first new game, not a iteration of a current game. The first one they made was Anthem,
Right.
and
But
it was
we had
trash.
but it suffered from the same what happened to Mass Effect 3, right? The same type of issue showed up in Anthem.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't know what you're referring to.
I can't remember why Anthem failed. Anthem,
Anthem was supposed. Anthem was
Extremely
their
ambitious game.
no, hold on. Anthem was their take on Destiny.
Yeah.
It was their take on Destiny, and
And
I played the demo, and I was completely just befuddled. It was trash.
it wasn't.
It was so good too.
It looked right. Now, K-Bum, you wouldn't say Anthem was an ambitious title. In what they were trying to do at the time they were trying to do it, you wouldn't say Anthem was an ambitious title. Huge budgeted title.
It probably was a bit budget because it was supposed to be one of those 10-year games. It was supposed to be one of those persistent games that was supposed to keep going, like
Right.
Destiny.
So
And Destiny was a hugely budget game,
right.
hugely budget. So it probably was big budget. It probably
Okay,
was.
so it was EA, like this dude said, EA chasing after Destiny, which I do remember that.
Yep.
And they do you feel like Anthem was BioWare's desired to make it, or was that something EA wanted them to make?
I don't know anymore because BioWare has been trashed ever since Mass Effect 2. I don't know what's going on in BioWare.
Okay, did BioWare make?
I don't know what crumbled in BioWare. If it was the studio, if it was EA pressure, it could be EA pressure. I think EA crushes a lot of studios. It could be just EA pressure. But to me, BioWare just crumbled and no longer became the company that it was.
Okay, let me ask you this.
So didn't the lady leave? No, that
Yes.
was Mass Effect 4 or whatever. whatever it's called.
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Yeah.
Yeah, she left, but
Donald.
I guess
Terrible.
this kind of spent to a way I wasn't really
I'm
prepared
gonna
to
be honest
discuss.
with you. I was sitting there listening to you guys. I kind of lost what was the debate was about. So
What I'm trying to get to is, and kind of going back to the article, is the question is, the dude said the copy and the paste, the trying to make my version of successful that has killed, and big budgets have killed creativity in gaming. And I guess my question is it the fault of the suits and their stupidity, or is it that, are we as gamers, our expectations push them to this play? To me, I feel like it's the suits. I feel like with a game like Anthem, EA, big budget, ambitious, but also chasing another successful year-round evergreen type of a title with Destiny. Chasing that, spend goo gobs of dollars and trying to create it, rather than going out and just doing your own thing and not trying to do a thing that somebody else is doing and trying to get in on that. And I see a lot of that, and that's what the dude was saying is killing gaming. While you trying to make your Fortnite, you didn't understand Fortnite was a passion creation by the people who made it. It came out of passion. It came out of creativity. And it found success because they were being creative. You just trying to copy them and get in on the hype train of it. It's not really creative. You just copy it. And you wasting money trying to copy something that was birthed out of creativity and fun. What's the name? God of War, Cliffy B. I don't know if y'all remember him. God of War was created, something he wanted to do. It was fun. And when you played God of War for the first time, it lived up to the fun factor, everything else. It wasn't until it got bought out by Microsoft, and then it turned into what it is now. And it's kind of goes to
Gears of War.
I said, what did I say?
You said God of War.
Gears of War. Gears of War. Gears of War.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm like, hold up.
My bad. Gears of War was Cliffy B and I think it was Epic, and they did some slick stuff by using to pay for their engine and all that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But they used it to sell Unreal Engine, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of what they was promoting what they really couldn't do at the time, but they got in trouble. Y'all know that story. I don't know if y'all do know that story. But anyway, it was a passion creation. Gears of War was a passion creation. And when you played it, it felt like that. I think the second one was cool. Then when it got pretty much bought up by Microsoft, it is what it is now. It doesn't have the same heart. The same thing with BioWare. When EA bought them up, the heart left. The passion left of the studio that was making that. That's why I would be scared for a CD Projekt Red to get bought up by somebody. Because once the suit put their hand on them and you have to start doing what the suit tell them, you ain't going to be able to create like you passionately create. You're going to be creating based on what these people telling you what to do. So D2K says it's a little bit of both. These discussions are based in stupidity and greed. But we as gamers,
decisions.
What? Oh, these decisions. I said discussion.
Yeah.
These decisions are based in stupidity and greed, but we as gamers are very fickle and hypocritical. We complain too much and are not grateful for the hard work. True. Nia says Fortnite didn't even start as a battle royale.
Nope, it was a builder game.
That's what I'm saying. So it started off as a passion project. Somebody who was being
It was always a passion project. Even when it turned to battle royale, it was the first battle royale. It didn't chase anything.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not saying. I'm
Oh, okay.
saying it's a passion.
Okay.
It was a passion project. Everything that came from Fortnite came from whoever created having a creativity and a passion, and that's where it came from. Minecraft, passion, success. Everybody that's tried to come in after try to milk off of that and try to create their own Minecraft fail. Cause you got
Lego hasn't failed. It pretty much jumped on the back of Minecraft.
One could argue that Minecraft copied Lego.
Yeah,
No, there's no argument there, Keith. They did copy Lego. There's no argument there. I don't think they would even argue against that. But I think our problem came from this level is that I gave reason why the suits would make the decisions that they made.
I got you. Reed.
Like, and I know, but that's where we diverged because you wanted to prove that their decisions were stupid, which I'm in agreement. Their decisions are stupid. But what I'm saying is, if you're in their shoes, you have to play the odds. And you can make minor adjustments and make and take some chances or some things, but everything can't be a chance. There's some times where you got to play the odds, and if you're trying to make money, you gotta put yourself in the best way to win money, and that best way to win money is not new IPs. That is not the best odds to win money. So that's where we kind of got the disagreement was from, and that I wanted to give. And I still think it is a valid reason why they choose to do the things they do. But you know, many times I always argue that the suits are the reason why they ruin Madden. The suits ruin Madden. It's not the developers. It's the suits. They ruin Madden.
Let me see. I want to look up Ubisoft IPs, and we gonna get out. I'm just interested. What was that game you bought for Glory? For
Honor.
For Honor. Was that a new IP?
You bought For Honor?
Yes. Yeah, I bought it. I bought it and played it for a while.
Was that a new IP?
Yes.
What? Okay. All right. So I'm trying to see.
It didn't hit home until it became free to play.
I'm trying to see all the games that they have made. Okay. Trying to get down here. Dang, it's going. Man, okay. I'm not gonna be able to do this tonight. because I would have to be prepared for a conversation like this, and I'm not prepared. I'm trying to move off the cuff. The point I'm trying to make is, and I want to make a clarification, make something as clear. I'm not saying that you should make all new IPs. I'm saying that, like, in using and I don't know who makes Sucker Punch made Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Yes, it's Sucker Punch.
What else does Sucker Punch make?
They are the people that made Infamous.
Okay, so they made Infamous, and then did they make anything else?
I'm not sure. I think they went from Infamous to this, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I guess what I'm saying is a studio like a EA, like a Sony, or in their own multiple development studios, while you are reintroducing those older titles, there should be a Ghost of Tsushima in there. I'm not saying everything you make must be new. I hope that's not what you're getting from what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are smarter ways to even use your current IPs. There are smarter ways to introduce maybe one or two new IPs, the Stellar Blades, all that type of stuff, while also still putting out The Last of Us and the God of Wars and the baseballs, right? It's just, to me, these suits put all their marbles in one game and then try to make it the most next gen of gens, and then the game flops and all that money is lost, and then you get tight booty on all your other titles because you went stupid on that title when you didn't have to go that hard to make that hair swing that way. and it's that type of stuff that I'm kind of like, the suits are stupid, like Ubisoft. all those Call of Duty, all those Assassin's Creeds. Year after year after year after year, those were big budgeted games with, they said sometimes 400-500 people working on them. And you come in year after year after year with this title. Instead of making one and making it the best you can make it and working on some other stuff, come back maybe 2-3 years after that with that same title. They was trying to do it every year. Like, how do you make a new Assassin's Creed every year?
Well, that's unfortunate, but I like what D2K said. It's a lot easier to be an indie developer than a AAA studio. Indie developers have the freedom to make whatever they want based on passion. AAA studio make decisions based on profit, and you would have to believe that a lot of those developers who are working what was annual Assassin's Creed games, they probably did want to work on other things.
Right.
A lot of those studios probably want to work on other things, but their job was to make Assassin's Creed and churn them out, kind of like Call of Duty, but they got smart with it. They had multiple developers doing it, so they could stretch their development cycles out. Whereas these
3 years.
3 years, they stretched it out by 3 years so they could perfect it. And one thing you can say about Call of Duty, it never came out broken. You might not have liked it. But
no, go finish your point. Finish your saying.
No, I was just saying you might not have liked Call of Duty. You may have grown tired of it, but it never really came out broken like that. But like I said, a lot of these developers, they do want to make different games. They do want to be creative and give us those games. It's like but just going based on K-Bone saying the suits or whatever, it's a business decision. So if you take both of y'all points and kind of meet in the middle, you'll have your answer, I think, because they have to make money. And they're like, we could invest in this creative game that this dude is over here talking about, but we can't guarantee that that's going to sell. We know first person shooters sell. We know these types of graphics sell. We know at minimum we'll get this, or we might not get anything making that game that guy wants to make. So he'll end up leaving the studio, going to make the game be a major success. But hey, who knows?
And that's my point. So I'm like, this is what I was saying. K-Bub, I believe you can go. I believe any one of us can go into one of these companies and identify some titles that will be successful. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff on the development floor that's getting shelved because it's not Call of Duty or it's not Fortnite or it's not that. If me and you or Keith or Neil or D2K went into that same place and we were the suits, we can identify that game will work. That'll sell. Why ain't y'all putting anything in that? I use this as an example. Remember the movie Big with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
And he went into and I know it's a movie, but I'm using it as an analogy. And he went into the room where they were trying to make all these pictures for these toys. And as Tom Hanks was sitting there, his character, he was a kid in a man's body. Y'all, I don't know these people that's 20 and below may not know nothing about Big. But he had made a wish. He turned into a kid, and he had got a job at a toy company because y'all know the story. But anyway, so he in the executive room. The suits are having a discussion with all these pitch toys, and he's sitting there and he's saying, "But that's not fun. But you could do this, you could do that, you could do that, you could do this." But he said, "That's not fun, though." And then he began, because he coming from the perspective of a kid who they trying to reach, he begins to articulate fun by taking stuff that they didn't think was fun or think that won't work. He don't know what he talking. That would never sell, and it blow up. And it's like, to me, that's the problem with the suits. It's like, y'all probably have some great stuff on, and that's why I think Nintendo is like they are. I think Miyamoto still operates, even though he's on the suit side, in some ways he still operates like the kid, like the developer, like on the creative side. Anuma still on the creative side where they let stuff breathe. They don't mind shelving it. They don't mind, hey, well, let's try that. Let's see. We give you this ability with this hand and this. And I believe they are finding success because they haven't lost that aspect of themselves. And where EA don't even look like what EA used to look like to us. Ubisoft is dang near out of here. And it's like, why? Because you have lost that one thing that made you what you was. Fun. Is that fun? Yeah, it's gonna cost you $300 million to make it because it's so cutting edge. Is it fun? But look at the graphics. Look at what we pushing. Look at these polys. Is it fun though? And that's what I think has happened to games and the creativity is because they are shrunk, they are smothered out fun, trying to keep up with the latest and the greatest, and that fun factor is gone. And then you see the indie games come out of nowhere, and you're like, "Why is that successful? Why is Streets of Rage 4 selling? Why is Ninja Turtles?" K-Bum, you bought it, I bought it. Why is that selling? Is it nostalgia? Yes, but it's also fun. And I guess that's what I'm getting at. And so I shut up on that.
I would. It sucks because I would actually disagree. I don't think it's that easy to make a great video game.
I'm saying I didn't say make. I said identify a good idea.
I don't think it's that easy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna create another argument, but I don't think it's that easy. I think it's a much harder thing to do because all these guys, a lot of these guys are I'll leave it at that. I won't take it any further than that.
Okay.
That's a good point to leave it.
I ain't say make it, so I just want clarification on what I was saying. I said I believe we can go in and identify a game that's on the shelf that can be successful if you work it. That's what I'm saying. But I know it takes a lot to put into it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I bet we can identify some stuff that they probably got on shelves somewhere. I guarantee you we could. Because we play games, we haven't lost that side of ourselves. You try to pitch it to us. So if I sit down and I play your game, like, dang, I'm enjoying this, but that won't sell. Well, I'm enjoying it. This is fun. But Astrobot, nobody play that. Okay. I kept saying, man, y'all need to put some time in Astrobot. And then all of a sudden out of the blue, people like me, like Keith, like maybe not K-Bum, but others, man, why don't y'all do more with Astrobot? Oh, people want that? Yeah. That's why we bought the demo. Make Astrobot Game of the Year. Had the chance, would never make it past demo and virtual reality. Finally take some time to put some actual energy behind it, success. I called that 4 years ago. I bet we could walk in these studios and see games and ideas and concepts and finish stuff that's on the shelf that's not seeing a light of day, that because we are gamers and we still had that aspect to ourselves, we can find success. Probably a lot of these suits don't even play the games. They just looking at like analytics. Okay, analytics is a part of it, but are you on the court? Yeah, that person in that situation 9 times out of 10 does this, but you ain't on the court, so you don't know all the situations where he doesn't do that. I'm just saying. I won't argue no more anyway. So I guess the last question is this: do we want Zelda Breath of the Wild 4K?
Man, that might be a next week question right there.
I didn't know where to go. K-Bum. Shouts out to K-Bum, man. Coming back up in here, speaking in on us on the Thursday night. Entertaining. K-Bum, I guess you really got your rest on vacation. I couldn't even get a word in. Any final words, man? I'm scared to say something. I'm scared.
It's not gonna turn into another conversation. No, it was good. I've been out for a while, so it's good to get back. Didn't get a chance to check out the last podcast, so I was trying to make sure I caught this one for as much as I could. I was trying to get back home quick so I can jump on because I wanted to kick it with my homie. So I was happy I got a chance to hop in and at least catch the last bit of it.
Oh man, you missed Nostradamus last week.
Oh,
Who?
man.
Who is Nostradamus?
Nostradamus. When I was talking about the GameCube coming.
Okay. I think you
yeah.
hit it on. I think you're right, man. I think that's part of it. I really do.
You see all the videos that's coming out now.
You was right, wasn't you?
Well, I mean, it's not official, but I mean, we're all kind of seeing that. But then they brought some more information talking about the GameCube controller.
I'm done. I almost, man. I think I'm going to make a video to these Nintendo Switch rumor creators. Nintendo made y'all look stupid. Nintendo has exposed y'all. Just like these developers and these suits, y'all need to figure out how to be more creative. Instead of trying to, every time a new rumor drop up, y'all trying to make a 15-minute video on too small. I seen a video today, bro, where a dude put Switch 2 on his page. And because he's done this before and he deletes it and something happens, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos on it. I'm like, brother, I want the Switch 2 too, but hey, there's other find something else to talk about. You unmade, how many times you gonna tell us this next week? I'm done saying, well, I don't know when this thing coming. I don't care at this point. I'm done. Nintendo and just poop me out with this whole Switch 2 situation. But anyway, dang, we done went 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, we done for the night. That's it. I want to read some of these comments. Nia says, dang, it's so much I didn't catch. Game Freak could learn a lot from Call of Duty, to be honest. She said having multiple studios rotating the annual releases of games, that's how they used to do. That's what Nintendo doing now. Anyway, Game Freak definitely needs an overhaul in how they do things. You are absolutely right. Game Freak is Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They do. He says, good point level. What was that? What good point did I make, D2K? I don't know which one I made. I don't know. I mean, I'm scared to make another point. K-Bum is not playing tonight. He's not on it. So I am not saying another word. We need more game demos. I think that's slowly starting to return. Haven't y'all noticed there's been a lot more demos lately? But I agree with you. I absolutely agree. But, but a demo can be a double-edged sword. You can get the demo and they have confidence and it don't live up, and then that can ruin the thing. Kind of like what was that game that K-Bum loved that me and you put down, Keith?
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia. The demo is the reason I didn't buy it. Demo took me right on out. I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't want to play that. And K-Bum loved it. It was a good surprise, laugh out loud. I guess K-Bum, that was for you showing up on tonight. So anyway, any final thoughts? K-Bum, have you caught up with Agatha Heartless?
No, man, I haven't watched any TV in 2 weeks since I've been on vacation. Not a single drop of TV. So I'm well behind.
That's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, the scenery. We told them about the scenery you were sending us, man. You shouldn't have been out. You shouldn't have been watching no TV.
We've been in mountains. We've been walking
Castles.
15,000 to 17,000 steps a day, seeing waterfalls and lakes and all that other stuff. So traveling in between cities and countries. We were in Germany. We was in Switzerland. We were on top of mountains. So no, I didn't catch any TV, bro.
Okay. Didn't you get on a castle? One of them pictures was a castle, right?
Yeah. It was in Gruyere. It was a castle in Gruyere overlooking the land, the landscape. It was
Okay.
pretty dope.
Okay. Do you know what castle it was? What castle that was?
Yeah, the Castle of Gruyere.
Oh, the Castle of Gruyere. I thought you said it was in Gruyere. Okay, the Castle of
Yeah,
Gruyere.
it is in Gruyere, but it is the Castle of Gruyere.
Okay. Was it pretty
That's where they
big?
get it was big. It's where they get where the Gruyere cheese is made. It's where we were at. But they still have the old like 12th, 10th century castle still there.
Okay. Yeah. That was dope when I saw the little bit I saw. So okay. He said about the Nintendo Suzo, what I said about Anuma and Miyamoto. Yeah, they maintain that developer kid creative side of them. That's why you can get the Pikmins and all the stuff that he do. I was traveling and I remember when I was a kid doing this, so that's where Pikmin came from. And like I said, it ain't a big budgeted game, but Nintendo green lighted because it's Miyamoto and he made it and it's successful. Hey, every now and again you get me Wii music. Anyway, let's get out of here. Why you say that's crazy? Keith?
I mean, we don't want to go back.
We don't want to
talk about
listen. It don't work every time. That's the K-Buzz point. I bet Nintendo's like, get your dumb out of here with this nonsense. I remember that. Y'all remember that E3 when he came up there and they was playing? That was the most shameless of a Wii owner I ever felt. I think that's when I was kind of like, okay, I'm done with the Wii. When he started playing the controller like a flute, I was like, I'm done. I'm a drummer. This is not drumming, sir. Stop it. But anyway, that was the show for today. Mr. Norris, K-Bomb, who want to sign out first?
I was trying to look for that word that Miyamoto uses for miniature garden. But that's the concept. It's like a miniature garden, something like that. But you'll see them talk about it all the time. So that's where they kind of develop most of their games from. I got a little garden. I'm gonna give you a few items, and you're supposed to figure things out. And that's kind of how they develop their games. There's a whole YouTube video, and it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, great show tonight. Talked about the Xbox. And then a surprise from K-Bone. We thought you were still overseas somewhere, but you was actually here.
Just got in.
That's crazy. And yeah, my energy is down. But I appreciate all the comments. And everybody dropping through and chatting with us, keeping us honest. And can't wait to get back to some gaming. Can't wait to get back on Ghost. You know what I'm saying? So K-Bone, I've been on that Ghost heavy.
It's a good game.
Yes, it is. Yes. Mr. K-Bomb, first of all, welcome back to the States, sir.
Thank you, brother. Good to be back.
Floor is yours. You didn't have to come and pounce on me like that tonight, bro.
I wasn't
deserve none of this.
Pause.
No pausing. I'm like Shannon Sharp. I'm too grown to be pausing. I know a time before the pause. I'm good. I'm not pausing on nothing. But go ahead, K-Bum. It's your floor.
Nah, I've been away for too long. I had to get a chance to talk about gaming. I jumped in kind of hard. No, it's always good to come back and talk and chop it up with the homies. Definitely missed my video game talk. I missed the comment section.
I see.
So I get to be me. I get to let my hair down and be me and talk about games. Not too many spaces I have that, so I enjoyed this podcast to be able to do that. So I enjoyed it. I had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I'll definitely be ready to chop it up next week for the full podcast. Like I said, I wanted to get on today. I was really missing it. So yeah.
All right. Mr. K. So I'm trying to pick up my tooth that he knocked out. I'm still feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here, y'all. I took that punch. He came in. You was wrong on this. You were wrong. I'm like, dang, K. Was I wrong on? I said God of War. I like, this dude ready. But anyway, it was good to hear you and have you back on. Good podcast tonight. Shout out to everybody that was in the comment section. Island Steed, Chariot Man, Mac Jazzy 47, D2K. Did I miss anybody? And I just did that off the top of my phone. I ain't even go through the list. Yeah, I was right. That was all of you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. Again, full crew will be back next week, same time, same place. I will be prepared, K-Bum. I will be prepared then. I wasn't ready for what you paid with tonight. I was still trying to pick up my feet. I'm like, man, what? But anyway, good show. What did you say? Oh, okay. You said something at the bottom here. I'm trying to see what she said. I'll just say LOL. Okay, good show, good show. Till then, y'all be blessed, be safe, and we'll see you on the flip side. Deuces. Peace.